Welcome to the Shield Football Podcast. Today it's your boy DC hosting, along with Jerron. Our homeboy Fredo had a little things he had to take care of today, but it's all good. We're going to get you guys where you need to be. We're here in the next few minutes or an hour, whatever it takes. You know, we got some running back news to talk about, some trades, got some unruffling of feathers in some of these teams. We're going to get on to it right now. We did a little fantasy yesterday. We're going to go over that later on in the show. But what's been going on, Jerron?
Nothing. Just trying to wake up from last night with the fantasy. Is like a beer fest, late night, early morning now. Then just hold it down for that boy Fredo. Hope everything's all right, going good with him.
Yes, sir. Ain't no doubt about it.
Get into these topics.
Yes, sir. Well, first of all, we're going to start off with Josh Jacobs. He came around and he finally decided to come back. What do you feel about that?
Man, it's a weird thing that nobody, not one running back, got what they wanted.
Yeah.
They all had to settle, and it's kind of unfortunate. So he got a 1-year contract, $12 million, just to come back. But the another thing that I don't like about it is, he can be signed. He can be franchised again.
Yeah.
It's like
Yes.
It's like nobody's trading them. Nobody's getting them to the destinations they want. But you're just holding these guys in like a purgatory where they have no idea of their future. Like after this year, they could cut you, and that's it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. How do you feel about what's going on with these?
I'm kind of like you. I mean, like with Saquon and with him. And, of course, Taylor also doing the same thing. They did all this squawking just to come back. It seemed like they really didn't get much out of it, period.
No, not at all.
And they have no leverage is the problem. You come in and you asking for money, but you're on a rookie deal. So, you ain't made enough money to just sit there like Dalvin Cook. He could have sat out. He's got paid already.
Right.
But these guys ain't got the first big deal yet. So it's a struggle for them to sit out a whole year just to come back and be able to be franchised or whatever all over again. So once that stuff gets public, man, and nobody wants to be belittled in public. So it's gonna be until the collective bargaining agreement comes back around. I don't see no help in the future.
It feels like they're taking up for the sins of the previous running back who didn't work out, like the Zeke. You give him a big contract. Christian McCaffrey's still good, but look what the Panthers ended up doing after they gave him a big contract. So it's like now these worthy running backs who they may or may not still be great after they get a big contract, they're not even going to see it.
Right.
There's not going to be a chance for them to see it. And one thing I will say about the Raiders, looking at their roster, they're not giving a lot of people contracts.
No. They
don't have anybody big money. They've got Devontae. He's got his base salary this year is $6 million. Jimmy Garoppolo's base salary is $22. Colton Miller, $14.2 million. So other than that, that's the only real big contract. So they're not giving anybody money. So they're just cheap altogether. But we'll see.
And another issue with the running back is that the most successful teams here in the recent past, they don't have top-notch running backs. So teams are seeing that we can get away with we'll spend the money on the quarterback and the receivers.
Yeah.
And the running backs, they get what they get. Of course, you got the Chiefs, the Bengals, the Bills, all those teams in the last few years. And when you look at their running back room, you're like, who?
And before that, the Patriots.
The Patriots, right.
The Patriots never had anybody big.
Yeah.
So
and that's why, because, in Philly, people saying these teams can win Super Bowls. We just got to get the right quarterback and the receivers around them, and we'll figure out the rest. So running backs, I don't know if it's ever going to be a future for them now because the game is changing. The offenses seem to be more efficient by passing. Through passing. And so and now when I think back to the Jahmyr Gibbs pick and Bijan, it looks crazy on the outside to us. And I thought it was stupid. But now I'm thinking the teams are thinking, I got the best year of this guy's life.
Right.
For the next 7 years, he's mine.
Right.
Which is their prime. And I don't have to pay him very much. But I know in the end he's going to be a great running back for me because you get the 5 years and the franchise twice. And by then, you can throw them out, you know? So that's what I'm thinking these teams are going to start doing. I think you may start seeing more running backs in the first round just because of that, because of the franchise tag, the 5 years plus the 2 on the franchise.
Ooh,
because you know they're going to be, Bijan and Jameer, they're going to lose some money, man.
Oh, yeah.
They'll never get what they deserve. And I think that's what these teams are seeing, and they look in the future, and that's what's going to happen, man.
Yeah.
The franchise tag.
So Saquon, he wanted a long-term contract. He didn't sign a franchise tag. 1 year, $10 million with incentives. Josh Jacobs, same thing.
Yep.
They're in the holdout. 1 year. He missed camp.
Right.
So he missed some little wear and tear.
Yeah.
But 1 year, $12 million. We'll see what happens with Jonathan Taylor. It's gonna happen the same way. Like he's got until tomorrow, Tuesday, to get a trade partner. And the Colts this whole time, I kind of think they're just BSing him.
Yeah.
They knew from day one they weren't gonna trade him because if they were, the Miami offer seemed like it was gonna be something, but Colts never had any intentions to let him go. They were kind of stringing him along this whole time.
Yeah, the whole thing with me is the coach was asking for a first round pick, but you're not treating him like a first round running back.
Exactly.
So how this gonna work?
Yeah, exactly.
You want all this, but you telling me he ain't worth that.
Right.
So there's a problem right there. There's a disconnect.
Yeah.
You want it all, but you can't have it all. Man.
That's really disrespectful.
Yeah.
You want a first round pick for me,
yeah,
but you won't pay me like a first round pick is paid.
Absolutely, that's the problem, man.
Also, Eckler. Remember Eckler? He
early in the year,
base salary was 6.2. He got incentives added, and he is he's been the team.
Yep.
Let me see. There's a guy on the Chargers named Sebastian Joseph, defensive end, making more.
Who?
Thank you. Sebastian Joseph makes 6.5 base salary this year. Wow. Michael Davis, cornerback. $6 million, and Austin Johnson, DT, base salary is $6.75 million, and Austin Eckler he's 6.2, begging, he's almost begging for a contract.
Man, I seen a list somewhere where they had all these number 3 and number 4 receivers on teams.
Oh yeah,
making more than Eckler. And I'm like, I don't even know half these guys. How are they making more money than Eckler? And of course, with the Josh Jacobs, the problem is he missed camp, and here's his sole performance enhanced as far as his bonuses. So I'm worried about that. If he gets hurt, half that he won't get it. So they put a lot of incentives in there.
And then they're just going to hold him for another year.
Another year. Yeah, ain't no doubt.
But yeah, that's pretty interesting. And also, Josh Jacobs switched from 28 to 8.
I seen that.
I hate it.
I
hate that so much. That is such an ugly.
Seen that.
28 is a perfect RB number. He's switching to 8. That's a terrible decision on his part. But you got anything else on that on these running backs or on Josh Jacobs in particular?
No, I think that's it for me with running back.
Okay, all right. Well, I kind of want to get into my team a little bit. So a couple days ago, got a alert on my phone that Trey Lance is being traded, and I was like, all right. I mean, that makes sense. Yeah. Then I kept scrolling, and it said to the Dallas Cowboys, and I said, what happened, and what is it for? So after I got over the initial shock, came out that the second round, the former first round pick is being traded for a fourth round pick. So basically, I think this is a lottery ticket. I don't think they have a clear, defined end point for Trey Lance. They just want to develop and see what happens. I think Dallas learned this from Philly. So Philly always had this mode of you have a quarterback, develop another quarterback. So when they had Nick Foles was a backup, he took them to a Super Bowl. When they had Wentz, they went and drafted Jalen Hurts. Now look what Jalen Hurts is doing. So a lot of people were trying to say this is a reflection on Dak. I don't think so. Just think this is trying to be like Philly. Yeah. But so how did you feel when you first heard the news of Trey Lance going to, of all places, Dallas.
I'm thinking, what in the hell are they doing?
Yeah.
The compensation, I thought it was a little steep. But like you said, if it works out, then it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think nobody else was offering that much.
No, not a fourth.
I'm like, man, what the hell's going on? But my thing is this. I mean, does this apply pressure to Dak? You know, we bring this guy in, and nobody was expecting it. Right. Everybody thought this is the team we're taking into camp.
Right.
So now when I get out there, first couple of interceptions I throw, hey, they're going to be asking for my head and all this. You know, is Jerry going to listen to the fans and say, man, give Lance a try? I don't think they're in a position right now to be giving Lance a try. And if something did happen, I think it'd go to the other Greer. I mean, Rush. I think Rush would be second in line to get the work.
Yes. That's
what I'm going to be worried about. Is it's going to be in the back of Dak's head. I know what the fans are. The fans go, they put Lance in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you think there's going to be a problem for Dak?
I don't think it's a problem just because we've all seen Trey Lance.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if he was a little more polished, maybe if he looked like Aiden O'Connell did with the Raiders in preseason. For the last 2 preseasons, he's been up and down, and the good part about this trade is he can come in, develop, but the bad part is he's got to establish quarterback in front of him, so he's still not going to get the reps. Yeah. So the reps are the thing, and I think the only thing that will worry Dak is Dak himself. Yeah, like if he gets injured, that's when you're gonna hear the drum beat for Trey Lance to get some playing time, because all they people know is first round pick. Right. They know Cooper Rush. Whenever he was picked, if he was picked, he might have been undrafted. But so if they developed him to a point where he may do a Dak, how Dak came in with Romo. Romo went down. Dak went on a run, and around the 7th to 8th game of the season, Cowboys had to make a decision. If Trey Lance, if there's a significant injury to Dak and Trey Lance comes in and goes crazy, that's when we talking. But there's no way they're gonna sit Dak in any circumstance on the bench. I don't see Dak having any problems with this, to be honest.
Yeah. The thing is, most people are thinking, man, Dallas taking a chance on. I mean, if Kyle Shanahan couldn't get it out of it, what makes you think Mike McCarthy's going to get it out of it? I know he's been hurt, but he had a couple of training camps in San Francisco, and this guy's been able to work miracles with a lot less talented quarterbacks. So that's why I'm really wanting to see if they're going to maybe switch positions or something for them to come up with a 4th-round pick, because that 4th-round pick for the Niners, they might just go get another Bosa with the way they pick, you know? You just never know with the development out there. They may go get another quarterback.
But I don't know. Like, I think Kyle Shanahan's more of a genius play caller. I don't know if he develops. Like, they got Purdy, but I think they put Purdy in really good position to use his skill set and get people open. With Trey Lance, I don't know if Kyle Shanahan had the time to break him all the way down. Yeah. Like with their thought process and the way they were trying to win, they trying to get a Super Bowl. They don't have time to, cover 2. This is your first read in this play. Yeah. And then you go through the whole playbook and be like, hey, cover 3, this is your first read. Right. They don't have time for all that. So I don't know if they really were able to develop him like he wanted to, just because of the injuries and Trey Lance being for such a small school. Yeah. But we'll see. I know Mike McCarthy's had plenty of developmental quarterbacks that he's actually got paid. Yeah. Rodgers back up in Green Bay, the guy who went to the Seahawks.
Oh, I remember that. Flynn, was it Flynn? Matt Flynn?
Flynn.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. That's all McCarthy right there. So, but we'll see. Yeah. I don't have a problem with it. I kind of wish I could see him play in the preseason, but I'm sure like Dallas they don't really hold cards close to the vest. Like if Trey Lance is doing well, you're gonna hear about it.
Right.
If he's struggling, Dallas media is gonna tell you that nah, this is a waste. So it's not gonna be any kind of mystery. There's leaks in Dallas, so you'll know.
Yeah. But they interviewed Jerry, and they said he didn't tell anybody about this. He pulled the trigger himself. He said that he didn't ask Dak. He didn't ask McCarthy about it either. So he just went ahead and pulled the trigger himself without telling anybody. You think that's a good deal going forward as far as the owner just pulling that trigger on that like that?
That's worrying.
Yeah.
That right there, for him to go AWOL like that, because that's not how they operate.
Right.
They operate with three. Is Will McClay, it's Stephen Jones, and it's Jerry, and then they get Mike McCarthy involved. At least tell Mike McCarthy.
Right.
I don't know. That's a little worrying that he would go AWOL like that. The 4th round pick is fine. We get compensatory picks that are 4th round picks every year, so that's not a problem. That's kind of worrying. I don't like hearing that part.
Yeah. And then they asked Dak about it. He said, well, I've been here 8 years with this franchise. Don't nothing surprise me anymore.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know if he's feeling some type of way or how's it going to go,
It should, like, he's it's kind of getting to Dak, like the spotlight.
Yeah.
Because all he's hearing is First Take.
Oh, you finna that.
Undisputed. Get Up. Every show talks about this one dude, and it's the microscope is so tight that I think this offseason is kind of getting to him. Yeah. Not negatively, but it's kind of like he's like, oh, that's what's going on. That's how you doing? Because he multiple times he said, hey, I know what the helmet I'm wearing, and I know what position I play. So his eyes, his ears hear all that stuff, but.
Do you think it's going to affect the locker room? You think it'll divide the locker room at some point?
No, because I think the locker room respects Dak enough to where they've always got his back. And they may or may not feel a way about Trey Lance. Trey Lance has to come in and prove himself.
Right.
If he comes and improves himself, that maybe that's a thing. Because even with Dak, his first year, it was Tony's team until Dak went 13-3, and then there's a split. Some people wanted Romo to come back for the playoffs, and some people wanted Dak. So, because Dak proved himself, Trey Lance, he's still yet to show anything, to be honest.
Yeah. So you think this is a move for a couple of years down the road for Lance to be the starter?
No, I think I think they're trying to flip. I think they're trying to do like the Eagles. I think Jerry he sees what's going on, and he wants to be able to be like, hey, I got a second round pick back for Trey Lance. Let's say Minnesota needs somebody.
Yeah.
Give us a second. We developed them. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna see him in preseason games. Y'all gonna see him whenever Dak misses a game. We developed him. He's only 23, so he hasn't played a lot of football.
Right.
So we developed him, second round, first round pick or something like that. It's a flip.
Right.
This is a hustle for Jerry.
Yeah. And I was just asking that because I know it's just a matter of time before he comes back up for money. Right in the midst of all these other guys that they're going to get paid. Yeah. And it's what Dak asking for. Is it going to interfere with what Jerry's trying to do with Micah and CD? That's what I'm worried about. I know he's a quarterback. Yeah. He's going to command that up to 45. Yeah. 50. Is Jerry willing to pay that, or he's just like, man, I'm going to try to get Lance ready and see what we can do from here?
We'll see. I think if anything does happen, it'll be 3 years, 4 years down the line. Yeah. Because they're going to give Dak a couple more chances, and then there's no guarantee that Trey Lance becomes what they want.
All right.
So we can go on to the team that's closest to us in location, Texans. So Texans, they They named their quarterback one. It'd be C.J. Stroud. He's starting against the Ravens, I believe, right?
Yep.
Uh, how do you think the Texans need to approach that game with C.J. Stroud?
Just ease him into it. Let Pierce and Singletary handle it. Yeah, just if you have to run it 35 times, just try to work the ball control. You don't want to try to get into a shootout because I'm telling you, Baltimore has the potential to come out and put 21 up in the first quarter.
Yep.
And then you behind the 8 ball, and you just dropping your rookie quarterback with a rookie center back all these times, and that's a recipe for disaster. So I'm definitely want to see him ease him into it some kind of way, whether it's just running the ball or just a lot of short passes.
Yeah, same. Like that's perfect way to do it. This needs to be a Dameon Pierce game.
Yeah.
Because the Ravens ain't what they used to be. Marlon Humphrey's hurting everything, but they can come up with a scheme that's gonna make your rookie quarterback's life hell.
Yeah.
And I think Harbaugh is perfect for something like that. I think they're licking their chops, being like, all right, so rookie got one touchdown in the preseason. They pulled him out like he won a Super Bowl. Like, all right. We'll see how he does against like live action.
Yeah, because it's like you say, it's live. Ain't no vanilla coverages anymore.
Oh no,
they disguising everything. So what you see ain't what's happening when the ball snaps.
Yep.
And if your mind can't process that fast enough, hey, you're in trouble.
Yep. They gonna remember what happened on that first game whenever they played the Patriots.
Yes.
Patriots did a simple robber coverage. Safety came down, picked off. So they gonna see that they're gonna throw all that to him. So the best thing they can do is third and short.
That's it.
Third and short. And Singletary, Pierce, Schultz. That needs to be the game plan for them.
Yeah. Ain't no doubt.
You got any other news?
This news came out about Stephon Diggs not being happy in Buffalo. It came out last week again.
Yeah.
And we had already talked about this one time on the show.
Yeah.
Man, I think with there's smoke, there's fire. But of course, he comes out and defend. He can't come out and say that.
Yeah.
But when them kind of sources get leaked to those kind of people, it's something there, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's something there, man. And that's one of the reasons I was off on Buffalo, man. I'm just waiting on the locker room to implode at some point before the year is over, man, between Diggs and Allen. It's just like Diggs, he got his way out of Minnesota. You know, he got tired of it. Felt like the window was closing. Same thing happening in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I heard like the Cowboys were the team on the list. The Cowboys, the Bears, and it was somebody else.
Giants.
Might have, yeah. So
Giants. So
there might be some smoke there.
I'm pretty sure Stephon Diggs is tough to deal with. I'm sure he's like Jimmy Butler in the NBA.
Yeah.
He wears on people, and I'm sure Josh Allen he enjoys playing with Stephon Diggs, but at the same time he's like, man, can this dude just lay off a little bit? I'm trying. We've been a good team. We're not the Chiefs, but hey, man, leave me alone.
He may be an Ocho Cinco or Antonio Brown's son.
Yeah. At this point, if he was up for a trade, I don't know if I want my team to get him. Because T.O. came in same kind of way. Give me the ball. You gave him the ball. There's a problem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We didn't get to the Super Bowl. All right, so if y'all would have gave me the ball 20 more times, we would have been there. Yeah. Like, just trust me, 20 more times, and we would have got to the Super Bowl.
Oh,
that's how he's thinking in his mind, and I don't know. I don't know if I want any more headaches like that, any more me first players.
That's it. We don't want that. No, at all. You got any more news and notes?
No, I'm good on news and notes. We can go into the next segment.
Okay.
So, let me see. So, talking about the season, excited about the season coming up. We just had some bold predictions, some stuff we want to kind of throw into the atmosphere. Maybe it comes true, maybe not. Yeah. But I have 4. I don't know how many you thought of, Kraft.
I got 4.
All right, cool. You want to start off, or you want me to start off?
You can go ahead and go.
All right. Let's see how bold this is. This might be medium. It might be kind of bold. First one I got is the Lamar Jackson, Todd Monken led Ravens get the number 1 seed in the AFC. And where I'm coming from with that is, this is an overhaul like no overhaul has been. From going from Greg Roman to Todd Monken, I think it's gonna be a step in like the right direction immediately. Yeah. I think you're gonna see MVP like Lamar Jackson this year. Yeah. And with the weapons he has, we've been saying for years we want him to get real receivers. Right. We don't want these cast offs or people's third receivers being your number 1 receiver. I think they get the number 1 seed, home field advantage throughout the playoffs, and that's my first one.
That's gonna be, man, being that they playing in the best division in football, probably most toughest from top to bottom. That's gonna be a tough hill to climb. But like you say, they got the players to do it. Yeah, got the coach to do it. So yeah, I like that one. I like that.
I'm just going on that. KC takes a step back. I think KC takes a step back. The Chargers don't take that step forward. And to me, the only competition they have would be in their own division, Cincinnati. But they can beat Cincinnati. I think with these weapons, Cincinnati's defense ain't all that. Right. You got Zay Jones, you got Zay Flowers, you got Odell, Rashad Bateman, Mark Andrews. Come on, they stacking up real good with the rest of the AFC, and I'd say they get the number 1 seed.
Gotcha. Okay, I got you. I like that.
But what you got for us, Craig?
My first one is going to be that Justin Fields will be top 5 in MVP voting.
Ooh wee. Top
5 in MVP voting. Now I know the only problem with the record is I think he's going to have the numbers to get there. Okay. Overall, but what I'm worried about is that he's going to need to at least win, I think, 10 games for it to work. They got to win 10 games for it to work,
there's the names that are MVP voting.
Yeah. The one of them you just mentioned, Lamar Jackson. Yeah. And of course, you're going to have Jalen Hurts there again. Right. With Mahomes, Joe Burrow. They're going to, the usual suspects going to be there.
How likely do you think that he will be able to take that step?
I'm going to probably give it about maybe a 30% chance, 30%. Man. About a 30%.
Like, I mean, it does make sense. We've seen added players. Like, look at Jalen Hurts. Before A.J. Brown got there, he was nowhere near the. Okay. Yeah. So if we're going from there, I like it. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, because I think the whole team, and overall, I think even with the defense, they're going to be better. Yeah. Overall, they'll be a better team. But like I say, they got to win at least 10 games for it to work. Yeah. Because you can't win. You can have those numbers and win 5 games, but it's not going to work out. You ain't going to get the votes you need.
If one thing happens, I would go to Vegas and put my ticket in. If the Bears somehow get Chris Jones, if they make a trade and get Chris Jones, I'll be like, all right, Justin Fields. Yeah. I'm gonna put a ticket in for MVP for Justin Fields. Yeah. Yep. But as of right now, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Right. For my second one, I'm going with the New Orleans Saints win 12 games, become a top 3 seed in the NFC.
Well, you know what? With that division, I think it's possible.
12?
I think they can sweep the division. That's 6 right there.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
6 right there.
You're right.
So, and with the schedule they're playing, I forgot what other, but they playing y'all division, right?
Yeah. They play. Let me see.
Oh.
I pulled it up.
Are they playing the AFC South? Maybe playing the AFC South also. But I know for week 1 is Titans Saints. Unless that's just one of the teams that both finished second in the division.
So they're looking at the Titans first, Panthers They play Green Bay, Tampa, New England, Houston. Oh man,
Yeah,
yeah. It's starting.
That's possible.
Jacksonville. Okay, that's a test.
Yes.
Indy, Chicago, Minnesota, Atlanta. Man, that's schedule.
That's
man.
possible.
Yeah, that might not be that bold of a take. They might just end up. So I got them as number 3 in the NFC. But looking at this, they play the Rams. Their toughest game is in New Orleans against the Lions. That's their toughest game.
Yeah. That might be 12. That's gonna be feasible.
There's no top team on this schedule. So 12 is, as long as they stay healthy. This isn't a bold take. They need to. Chuck, if you listening, bro, if y'all don't win at least 10, it's disappointing.
Something not right.
Yeah, it's a disappointing year for y'all.
Okay, well, my next one is the Bills missed the playoffs.
Ooh,
the Buffalo Bills won't make the playoffs this year.
Bills missed the playoffs.
It's just stacking up on them, man. Just inside division alone. No, I wouldn't be. I don't expect the Patriots to do much, but I wouldn't be surprised if they split with the Bills. And if that happens, you still dealing with the Bengals and the Jets and the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Ravens, all those other teams you got to compete with. Chiefs, and no telling what Chargers and Broncos going to bring.
So basically, you really don't believe in the Buffalo Bills
no,
this year.
I'm out on them.
Is it because of everybody else getting better, or you just don't?
Right. Everybody else got, like I said, I think they missed their window, man. I really do.
Yeah.
I think they missed it.
Yeah, I think they missed it.
I think so.
Man, that'd be rough.
Yeah.
That right there, that might be a firing in the making.
Something.
Because I think they have the talent.
Yeah.
They still don't have the running game that I would want them to have, but I think they and Josh Allen's somebody's gonna have to say something finally about Josh Allen. Josh Allen he been getting away with some stuff.
They giving him a pass.
They giving him a pass.
The other quarterbacks, they lighting their ass up.
Yeah.
But Josh, they getting away with a pass.
With all that talent, if Dak didn't make the playoffs, I swear they would say something.
No, ain't no doubt.
If I don't hear anything, if that happens, and I don't hear anything about Josh Allen, it's a conspiracy. There's some racism and something.
It's something, man.
There's something going on.
Because they're already giving Dak the blues about it.
Yeah.
And he's got pretty much the same situation.
Yeah. They threw the same amount of interceptions last year.
Yeah.
He played more games, but look, I think they were even.
Yeah.
My next one. Similar to you, I got the 49ers missing.
Okay.
49ers missed the playoffs by one game. And that game in the Seattle Seahawks win the NFC West. That's my bold prediction. Seattle has an uptick in talent. Geno, that's Geno's team.
That's right.
There's no ifs, ands, buts about it.
Yeah.
I think the 49ers, maybe, how do I say this? Brock Purdy becomes a pumpkin. He turns back into
Cinderella.
A pumpkin. He turns back into
strikes 12 on him.
Look, year 2 for a quarterback is always going to be more difficult than year 1. I lived it. Dak came in 13-3. Then it started getting tougher when people got a whole offseason to scout you. And they're like, hey, maybe he can make that throw, maybe not. We'll see.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy, they're going to make you make some throws.
No doubt.
Look, I'm just saying, I think he may turn into a punk. He may not be a bust.
Right.
But he ain't going to be like, he was playing like a first rounder last year. He's going to take a step back. So we'll see.
Yeah. When you say that, that takes me back to the Bears winning 10 games. So that means if Seattle wins, they're probably going to be the only team out of the division.
Yep.
So that means in the other divisions, somebody else is going to have to step up that wasn't in the playoffs last year.
Yep.
And that's when I'm going back to Chicago. Because, if the 49ers in the NFC ain't that tough.
No.
Like the AFC.
Not that deep, right?
Right. It's not as deep. If they miss, you talking about some heads going to have to roll. Something's got to give. Because with that talent and they don't make the playoffs in that division, I understand Seattle gonna probably take. Of course, they're gonna take another step because Jamal Adams coming back.
Yep.
And they got Bobby Wagner back. So
And
that defense gonna look.
in the other corner, they just got
Yep.
Witherspoon.
Yes.
Once he gets
yes.
healthy.
So I wouldn't be surprised if Seattle won the division, but if 49ers do miss the playoffs, it's gonna be some some heads rolling.
Because when people see me say that, just look at those rosters.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little closer than it's a little closer than it looks. It's just that red and gold in San Francisco looks really good.
Yes.
It looks really dominant. But when you look at the rosters, they close. And again, we're gonna have to ask some questions about Kyle Shanahan. It's about time.
Yep. And they play y'all division, don't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh.
They play
Everybody.
They play all of us, so
I'm mistaken. I think it's y'all in the AFC East. They got a tough schedule. I remember looking at it.
Yeah, it's tougher than it was.
Yes.
Last year, definitely.
Yeah.
You what's your next one?
My next one is the Commanders will replace the Giants in the playoffs this year. That's what I'm going with. I think Eric Bieniemy is going to bring some life to it. I do think he's going to bring a little life to it. And I'm telling y'all, a lot of people are going to be surprised by Sam Howell, man. Yeah. I'm telling y'all. The dude was supposed to be the top 3 or 4 pick before he got hurt in college. He can run. The guy had his last year, he had 800 yards of rushing in college. But in college, NFL, that'd be 1,000 yards almost, because in college, you lose yards when you get sacked.
Right.
You don't in the NFL.
That's true.
So if he finished with 800 yards of rushing, so the man's got potential to run.
Yeah.
So he's not going to be somebody that's going to sit back there and just wait for y'all to come and get him. So that's going to be mine. I'm going to take the Giants out, put the Commanders in there, in their spot.
I like it. I like it a lot. They scare me. they scare me because they got some dogs over there on both sides of the ball. Yeah. Like you said, and then Eric Bieniemy coming is just a whole new life. I was kind of hoping that those reports that came out were true, with the offensive players kind of sour on how tough he is. Yeah. I hope that's true, because if they all lock in, man, it's Jahan Dotson, Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel. Yeah. I think Gibson's gonna go off this year. Brian Robinson, man, how looks good.
Yeah, they got it all, man. They got it all.
Yeah, I'm down with that one. I'm down for sure with that one. And my last one is the Broncos and Jets combined for only 14 wins.
The Broncos and the Jets.
So you can split that up
however you want to go.
However you want to. It could be 13-1. It could be 13 wins for the Jets and 1 for the Broncos. Somehow it's going to add up to 14 wins between those two teams. I don't believe in either one of these teams, to be honest.
Russell Wilson. Oh, my goodness. Man, that means I'm giving the Jets at least 9.
All right.
So that means the Broncos is going to be 5.
5 for them. So for me, that offensive line for the Jets is going to hold them back. Their schedule coming up is going to have to make Aaron Rodgers turn back into Super Bowl Aaron Rodgers, because he's going to have to evade rushers, and then he's going to have to get Garrett Wilson to become Devontae Adams. Yeah. And it's just going to be tough. I know the defense is elite, but I just kind of feel like that offensive line is going to hinder a lot. If you're watching Hard Knocks, you already see Aaron Rodgers don't like that. They doing joint practices, and he's like, "Can I get one pass attempt without being rushed?" Yeah. I think it's just going to hold him back, and I think they get 8. Yeah. And then Broncos, it's just not going to click for me. I don't see anything to be. You got Judy down. Yes. You got Sutton as your number 1. Sutton, he was promising years ago. He just never turned into. I thought he was going to be like a Demaryius Thomas. Right. I thought he was going to be Dez Bryant like, and he just never turned into that. So you got him. You got how prickly Sean Payton is. Because Sean Payton, I watched the preseason. He looked pissed off already. Like just by third stringers,
Yes.
he looks
Yes.
pissed off. He's gonna stress them, tire them out. I think they get 6 games.
Yeah.
So let's
Yeah.
do. I'm a break it up any way you want.
Yeah.
They gonna add up to 14 games.
Well, yeah. Well, what you saying that correlates with what my fourth one is. The Steelers make the playoffs.
Ooh, yeah.
See, so if that happens with those two teams, then that would make sense for the Steelers to make the playoffs, even though they're in the division with probably 3 other teams that make the playoffs. If that what you say happens, then I think the Steelers would have a chance for sure to be in the playoffs.
So in a way, you're saying the AFC North has 3 playoff teams.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Sure.
The Steelers, I've loved what I've seen from them this early.
Yeah. Yes.
They're trying to turn in my head to they're kind of explosive now.
Yeah.
The Steelers haven't been explosive in 8 years.
Right.
And with Pickens, Deontay Johnson, the crazy part is Deontay Johnson, in your mind, his archetype of a receiver was the shifty, middle of the field, like 10-yard receiver. They're throwing bombs to this dude now.
I seen it.
I'm like,
yeah.
If they,
I seen that.
If they get his ADOT up, there ain't no telling what they can do.
I'm telling you.
And you got Freiermuth working the middle of the field. I like what they do.
Yeah.
Defensively, TJ Watt and that
Minka Fitzpatrick.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You might be
yeah.
All right, so do you want to go crazy with it?
Go for it. Go for it.
Could they I got Lamar finishing first. Could they finish? Could the Steelers finish second in that division?
I think so. I think they could, man. I'm telling you.
Now,
as it goes on, they're growing on me, man. They're growing on me.
Now we talking.
Yes.
Because they're going to be coached better than everybody else in the league. Special teams going to be just as good. They're not as Baltimore special teams, but they can be just as good as Cincinnati special teams.
Yeah.
So, man, we turning some heads with this one.
Yes.
If Cincinnati finishes third, I mean, Burrow started out slow. We'll see. We'll see. I'm excited. I'm excited. See, that's the whole reason we did this.
Yeah.
Is now I'm even more excited to see what happens in a year.
Yep.
So that was your last one, right?
Yeah, that was it.
All right. So, what do you want to do? You want to do the awards now?
Yeah, we can go and do the award.
Okay. All right. So let's start with the MVP award, aka the quarterback award. Let's be realistic.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody getting it besides a quarterback. They need to make a MVP award, quarterback award, and the offensive player award.
Yeah.
So who would be your give me a obvious guy and maybe a dark horse for MVP?
Okay. Like I said, the obvious guy for me is going to be Hurts. I think it's just once again I still got to see him do it, but if he does that again, I think they'll give it to him. And another guy for me, the dark horse is going to probably actually be Tua.
Oh, okay.
If he plays the whole season, I think because he's got the weapons to do that. And if some kind of way that Jonathan Taylor trade happens and he ends up in Miami, that's going to even solidify it even more. But my dark horse is going to be Tua.
Tua? Okay. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm going to go with my MVP is going to be Lamar Jackson. I just think he just goes crazy.
Yeah.
Scrambling, passing. I just think he goes crazy. Dark horse, Dak Prescott. Kind of the same mode as Lamar. I think the offensive adjustments are gonna bring his interceptions down, and I think we get running Dak Prescott again.
Yeah.
I think we get bootleg, naked boots. I think he's gonna get 6 rushing touchdowns, 35 pass, like something like that, and then they're gonna have a good record. So that's my dark horse MVP.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think the trade actually might put a little light a little fire up on him. Actually, honestly, I do think that's going to happen.
If he's built like a Rodgers, when they got Jordan Love, that pissed him off enough to be like, all right, watch this, watch this. So that's what I'm hoping for. What about a comeback player? I think we might have the same.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Hamlin. Damar Hamlin from the Buffalo Bills. That's what I think they're gonna give it to.
What about a dark horse one?
Man.
So let me give you some names. I'm gonna throw some names out. On this list, they have Odell. They've got Russell Wilson. They've got Tua. John Mechie. They've got Breece Hall, Cooper Kupp, Calvin Ridley. Damian Pierce.
Yeah, if they put Ridley on the list, he's gonna win it. I think if they put Ridley on the list, he's gonna win it.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt he's gonna win it.
I got Ridley.
Yeah.
Ridley gives. Let's say he gets 1,200 yards. That's easy.
That's gonna happen.
He went from.
That's gonna happen.
He went from taking a year off, getting suspended. Look. I think that's my guy. Ridley.
Yeah, Ridley.
Really, in the dark horse might be maybe Odell gets some love.
Yeah.
Odell went through. He's been through a lot. Maybe he gets some love in the voting just because he's so popular.
Right. It's just how much they gonna spread the ball. You know, if they spread it that much, how many actual targets he get throughout the year? Because of course, Zay Flower, he gonna come in.
Yeah.
He gonna take his. He's going to take his targets from the top jump.
Yeah. Let's say Odell gets 9 touchdowns. Because I'm looking at it as he ain't going to be old Odell.
Right.
But in the red zone, they go to him.
Yeah.
His touchdown numbers look good. I think they might give him some votes. So, but that Darvin Hamlin, that Hamlin one, he's already minus 275 at BetMGM to win it. Like, he's the only minus. Everybody else is plus 2,000.
Yeah.
Like, they're basically saying, all right, he's the guy.
Yeah.
Defensive Rookie of the Year. Who you got and who are some dark horses? I got some names.
Witherspoon.
Witherspoon.
Out of Seattle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's the cornerback.
Yeah, I think he's fourth on the list for them. I like that one though.
Yeah,
that one's good money if he comes through. Unfortunately, I think I would pick Jalen Carter.
Yeah, he's surrounded too.
Yeah,
he's surrounded, man.
We know who Fredo's gonna pick.
You already know.
Yeah.
We already know.
Yeah, we know who Fredo's going to pick. Will Anderson, most definitely. So that one's for you, Fredo. Do you have any dark horses? Maybe the guy out of the Jets, the Will McDonald, the pass rusher. He might do some stuff.
Yeah. I want to see the guy that went to the Raiders. What's his name? Tyrese Wilson.
Wilson, yeah.
See what he's all about.
Yeah, that's a good pick. They actually have him third on here.
Okay. Good.
So your 2 picks are right next to each other, third and fourth.
Yeah.
Move on to the Offensive Rookie of the Year. This one's kind of obvious.
I don't.
But give me a dark horse too.
Man,
Actually, yeah, you're right. the way
you gonna go with the 2 running backs.
Yeah.
But my dark horse is gonna be Jonathan Mingo, the receiver from the Carolina Panthers.
That's a deep one right there. I like that.
Jonathan Mingo.
Jonathan Mingo.
Yeah.
So who's your obvious one? Who if you were to put a bet on one, who would
I
that
bet
be?
Bijan got the best number. I would think. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Bijan too. That's the obvious.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna throw some love towards Anthony Richardson.
Mm-hmm.
I think he starts the whole year, and if he has let's say he's half of what Justin Fields was last year.
Yeah.
Inaccurate, gonna have some sack problems, but use them legs.
Yeah.
And all the coach have to do is win 6 games and he'll be up in the,
Yeah.
because nobody thinks the Colts are going to do anything. I don't think Bryce Young is going to have the year.
Right.
CJ, it's not his team. It's Damian Pierce's team right now. Gibbs is another good one.
Yeah.
I would put some money on Gibbs, but it'll definitely be the running backs.
Yeah,
and
no
then
doubt.
but I like that. I like that Mingo pick though. I didn't even think about that one.
Yeah, I ended up getting him in the second round, I think.
Yeah.
I would have said Jackson Smith, but I just don't know how many games he's gonna miss. Yeah.
So we went over defensive rookie, offensive rookie. Let's go to the big boys. Our offensive player of the year. Who are you thinking?
I think it's gonna be Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow.
It's gonna be Joe Burrow. Yep. I'm expecting another big year out of him. Joe Burrow.
So what about a dark horse, maybe a sleeper pick?
Probably we'll go with Trevor Lawrence.
Ooh.
Yeah. Trevor Lawrence.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like
Trevor
that one.
Lawrence.
That's a good pick right there. For me, my offensive player, I'm gonna go with the favorite, Jamar. I think Jamar takes it. He's looking at what little brother in Minnesota's doing, and he's like, you know what, I'm gonna go crazy.
No.
I was the better prospect coming out of school. I think he's gonna go crazy this year, and my sleeper, man, I like that Trevor Lawrence pick. I think he does like light up the scoreboard. So I'm a hop on that bandwagon with you, at Trevor Lawrence. Okay. Depoy, defensive player of the year. We got an obvious.
Yeah.
We got obvious two. Maybe a 3-headed race. I just throw Michael Parsons. I throw Michael Parsons. The way they talking to him, how famous he is already. The way he's progressed. He went second in the MVP vote or defensive player of the year voting, second in the defensive player of the year. They're gonna have to give it to him one of these years just to satiate him. Maybe Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
I don't think they have the year.
Right. Maybe TJ Watt. Would like with Micah.
Yeah.
With him permanently saying he's going to be, I guess, defensive end now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he finna put some numbers up to astronomical, man.
And then I will do a Sauce Gardner as my dark horse. They already give him accolades, and it is crazy. I saw a list saying he's the best cornerback in the league already. I was like, wait, what? He's up there.
Yeah, he's up there. But we're gonna gave him to work the other night too.
Who did?
What's the name from the Giants?
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah.
Ran right by. If they had a quarterback that could get it to him, he would toast.
Yeah, he. I did see that.
Yeah,
that's a different type of speed right there. He's used to Garrett Wilson, who's fast, but that Hyatt, that dude right there is he's going crazy with the speed.
Yeah.
What else do we did? Offensive, coach of the year.
Mike Tomlin.
Mike
Tomlin.
Oh yeah.
Mike Tomlin.
Couldn't he be coach of the year every year?
How we get to that Belichick stage, huh?
He could be. He's damn near on that Belichick.
Yep.
He replaced Belichick as the rightful coach of the year every year. His team's always prepared. They have Dan Campbell as with the best odds. I don't know. I don't like the odds.
Yeah.
So their ranking is Dan Campbell, Sean Payton, Matt Eberflus, Arthur Smith, Robert Saleh, Matt LaFleur, Mike McDaniel, and Mike Tomlin after that.
See, they're expecting the Jets and the Broncos to be up there.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw some love Pete Carroll's way.
Yeah. Why not?
If Pete Carroll gets that number one seed in the NFC West, he's got a really good secondary. He's got a really good offense now. he's progressing with Geno. Get some love to Pete Carroll.
That team is deep.
Yeah,
Deeper than a lot of people realize. That team is deep.
Yeah, get some love, Pete Carroll. They got him eighth. They got Tomlin seventh.
Yeah.
They've got. I don't see how you could give Matt LaFleur better odds of being coach of the year than Mike Tomlin or Pete Carroll. Like I said, I wish I could go to Vegas, throw a couple shekels and coins on some of these things. But
that Robert Saleh pick, man, I don't. They must be really expecting. I guess they probably picking the Jets to win the division.
And it's the Hard Knocks boost.
Yeah.
Because if you watch Hard Knocks, he looks like a philosopher coach, Zen-like. Who's the Lakers coaches?
Phil Jackson.
Phil Jackson. He looks like a Phil Jackson type of. He always has some kind of metaphor or some story about how to become a better man. So he's to me he's getting the Aaron Rodgers Hard Knocks boost to where they kind of give him some undeserved props. And the one that surprised me was Arthur Smith.
How far down the list they got him?
1, 2, 4th on the list. 4th best odds to be coach of the year.
He's still the same offensive coordinator,
right?
You know, you still got tight end and receiver that you don't use. So I don't know.
And for that to come true, the Falcons gonna have to really, I mean, blow some teams out.
Oh, ain't no doubt.
They not gonna win like games. They gonna really like they gonna be like greatest show on turf for that to happen. But
they gonna at least have to be on the verge of making the playoff. They got to have 8 or 9 wins. They got to be right there knocking on it for that to happen.
Definitely. And I think they can get to 8, but I don't think they get anywhere close to playoff contention.
Yep. The quarterback position, that's scaring me.
Yeah.
Yeah. The defense.
So I think that's all the awards we got. So last night we had our annual Big Boy League. I don't know what's the actual name of the league.
The Shield.
He changed it to the Shield. The Shield League. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. The Shield Football League. We always just say when we talk about it amongst each other, we say the Big Boy League.
Yeah.
And that's the money league. How did you finish last year?
I finished second.
Second.
Yeah. I had an opportunity in the championship game, but that's the game they called off.
Oh, you sure?
I had my tight end didn't get to go. I was down by like 20 points. He was done. I had Dawson Knox to play, and then they called the game.
They called the game. Yep. I do.
Yeah.
That's a terrible way to lose a championship because you just never know.
Right. Because I figured that was going to be a high scoring game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just never know. Do you remember how Fredo fared? How he finished?
He may have been third or fourth.
Yeah, he was up there in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Me, I missed the playoffs. I would say I outscored 3 of the playoff teams.
Yes.
I just had everybody in the whole league just went crazy against me. Like, for real, I don't know, they bullied me last year.
Yeah.
So
it's like whenever you had your best game, the person you played had their best game, and
right.
it was better than yours.
Yes, and it was a little bit better than mine. Yeah. So I outscored playoff teams. I had the most points scored against me, and I always say I can't do anything about that.
Yeah, right.
I can't go stop everybody's team.
Right. Is that an MVP award? Does Fredo give MVP for that? The team that even though you don't make the playoff, you still whoever scores the most points.
He did. I forget who won. Who won it? But he did give out an MVP for the most points scored.
Yeah.
Dustin.
Okay.
Forget that dude, Dustin. we got a rivalry in the league. Do you want to run down the results of our draft last night?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. So run down your team real quick.
Okay, the first round, I put Nick Chubb,
Okay.
The second round, it was Derrick Henry.
Mm-hmm.
Then I took Josh Allen. Then I took Jonathan Taylor. Then I came back with Christian Watkins, Darren Waller, Cortland Sutton, George Pickens, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Brandon Cooks, Samaje Perine. Let me see who was next. Jalen Warren and Jaden Reed. Got the Saints defense.
Mm.
I picked up Chiga Conquo, and then I got the kicker from the Steelers, Boswell.
How'd you feel? Because you were at the 10th.
I was in the 10th spot.
You said you were on the turn.
Yes.
How do you feel that laid out for you?
I like it. I'd rather be 10 than 1.
Yeah, that's true.
Always, you know.
That's true.
But a preferred spot's going to probably be 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're in 5 or 6, you can see stuff coming.
Right. Yep. you can definitely plan.
Yes. And sometimes when you're in 1 and 10, you may have to reach a little bit because if I don't do this now, it ain't coming back to me.
Back around.
So but yeah, if I had to, give me the 10th spot. At least I can see what's already happened in front of me. There's not much pressure when you're in the 10th spot.
Yeah.
You know.
And with your team, I sense the theme. For you, you got red zone dogs.
Yeah.
You got when you made your first 3 picks, I was like, well, that's every touchdown in the league. Right there with Chubb and Henry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you get in the 5-yard line, we know what's happening. We know who's getting those points. So I saw a theme there.
And I like the running backs because I look at it as a whole. How many touches can my team get for that week?
Mm-hmm.
I did the same thing last year. I did Dalvin Cook, Fournette, and Saquon Barkley. That was my first 3 picks.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it. If I can I look at these guys, that's a guaranteed 20 touches per player.
Yeah.
So off the top, that's 60 touches every week just from those 3 guys.
Oh, yeah.
And that should produce you some points.
Some kind of production.
Yeah, and then you come back with Josh Allen, so that's going to be even more. But that's why I'm big on the running backs. Give me the ball who's going to touch. Give me the guy who's going to touch it 20, 25 times. And all 3 of these guys have the backfield to themselves.
That's true.
That's another thing all 3 of those guys got in common.
That's true.
Yeah, that's another thing. Because there ain't very many of those like that.
Less and less nowadays.
Yes, that have the backfield all to themselves. So there's not much competition unless they get hurt. That's the only way.
Yeah, I like it. I like you always come through with the good draft strategies. We all trying to catch up to you. With my team, first round I went Tyreek. I went Tony Pollard, Jalen Hurts, Ramondre Stevenson, DeAndre Hopkins, Drake London, Cam Akers, David Montgomery, Dotson, Kyle Pitts, Jerick McKinnon, Quentin Johnston, Kenneth Gainwell, Jets defense, Jake Elliott and Jake Ferguson to round out my team. So I like how it ended. I like how it ended up being. So basically my whole strategy was I'm gonna get my people who produce. I'm gonna get the people I can count on, and then I'm going young. I want a young talent. So that's where like Drake London, I'm higher on him. Jahan Dotson. I need one of these cats to take that step to where like Garrett Wilson wasn't taken high last year.
Right.
And he broke out and he won a couple fantasy leagues. I remember last time I was really like dominant is I had multiple first year, multiple rookies, multiple second year people break out. So that's what I'm going for. Jahan Dotson's my guy.
You hit the nail on the head when you start talking about those rookies and second year guys.
Yeah.
Like a guy like Christian Watson last year. The guy won some leagues down there at the end.
Right.
Yeah. So that's why you don't go for that 8-9 year veteran.
Yeah.
Go for them 1 and 2 year guy that's unproven. And that's why I like the Drake London pick and the Jahan Dotson.
Yeah. So
and the Quinn Johnson, that's the one.
That's
the wild card right there. Those are the guys you go and get. 'Cause a lot of people just pass on him because they looking at the board. They never heard of some of these guys' names, especially with guys who haven't been in fantasy a long time. And the sneaky one I think gonna work out for you, I think, is David Montgomery.
Yeah.
In Detroit. They got Jahmyr Gibbs, but I think they paid David Montgomery before they drafted Jahmyr Gibbs. So he's going to have a role in that high-powered offense. That's going to be a sneaky good pickup before it's all over.
So I'm kind of learning from my previous mistakes. In previous years, I always go for the target getters, like the Aaron Jones. I would always get the receiving kind of cats. But then they would get to the 1 yard line, and they would swap them out for somebody who would be a David Montgomery type, Akers type. I kind of started out with a mixture because I like Pollard. He's gonna get the bell cow work. Stevenson's gonna get the bell cow work, but they can be sniped at the goal line. So I'll get those. So I'm trying to get best of both worlds. People who gonna get receptions and people gonna get goal line work. That's why I went back to back Akers Montgomery.
Yeah, but what the problem with if Pollard and Stevenson getting snapped, you still got Hurts.
Yeah,
it's tush push.
Yep,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So you got it covered on both ends.
Yeah. So that's what I'm going and trying to get some steals like that Quentin Johnson pick. I can't wait to see what he does. And I actually think Jahan Dawson's the number one. And then Drake London, I think he goes off too.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with my team overall. I just we just gotta stay healthy.
That's it.
And then we're gonna go over Fredo's team. We give some scathing reviews.
Yes. Yes.
But nah, in actuality, he got a really good team.
Yes.
He started out with Diggs, right?
Stephon Diggs. Okay.
So first round for Alfredo, Stephon Diggs, Bijan Robinson, Devontae Smith, Calvin Ridley, James Conner, James Cook, Trevor Lawrence, his boy Jordan Addison. He everywhere he goes.
Oh, he does?
Yeah. he gets Jordan Addison whenever. Gabe Davis, he's real high on Gabe Davis this year. Brian Robinson, Elijah Moore, he back-to-back tight ends, Schultz and Kincaid, Zach Charbonnet, Young Hoku, and Seahawks defense. So, what do you think? During the draft, what did you think of Fredo's team?
I didn't know how good it was. I was last night because he was picking right before me.
Yeah.
But now when I come back and look at those first four picks, man.
Yeah.
That's stout.
Yeah.
Then you start to run. You get into the James Conner. He's the bell cow in Arizona. But for how long? I mean, if he gets hurt on a losing team like that, they're gonna always be behind. If they may want to bring in one of the younger running backs and give them a shot.
How much opportunity is he gonna have to score?
Yes, right. And I like the James Cook Buffalo. I think he's gonna be the RB1. I don't see much unless he gets sniped on the goal line. But in that offense, he should do pretty good. And of course, Trevor Lawrence. And I'm expecting Jordan Addison. I think Jordan Addison's gonna be good, but I just hope Fredo don't give up on him too early. I'm thinking he's gonna be one of those late in the season. A lot of these rookies, people see him in the first few weeks like, this guy's no good.
Yeah.
Then by week 10, 11, 12, they start showing up. And after they got a few reps under their belt.
And now
them too early.
Now let's say one of your starters gets nicked up. Are you gonna want to play that rookie? So I mean, for me too, I'm gonna have to fight that. But
yeah, because it's easy to do. They first 3 or 4 weeks, they just zeros.
Yeah,
like I ain't gonna hold this guy on my bench. He's taking up a spot. But eventually, they're talented enough. They'll come around. The receivers, not so much the tight ends. You'll know the tight ends.
Yeah,
but those young receivers, eventually they come around if they got anything.
Because look at Christian Watson.
Yeah.
Last year, he started out terribly. I remember, I think the first pass from Aaron Rodgers, he dropped. Then he drops a couple more. And then out of nowhere, everybody gave up on him, and then he blew up. So I think it's going to be the same for Addison.
Yeah, that happened to me a few years ago. I drafted Justin Jefferson.
Oh.
Yeah. After about 3 games, I dropped him.
Woo.
And that's when he took off. Yeah. He sure did. I learned my lesson on that one.
that one hurts. So first and second year receivers, hold on to them cats.
Give them a chance.
Yeah, hold on. They'll develop. I had Pickens. I never played Pickens once last year. He was okay, but he could have helped Whenever I was going through some injuries.
Yeah.
But overall, I like Fredo's team.
Yeah.
I think he made the right decisions at the right time.
Right.
I like the Ridley. That's the one right there. Ridley in the 4th round.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the biggest Devontae Smith guy,
Mm-hmm.
but I understand.
I think he's gonna be the leading receiver this year.
Devontae?
Yeah.
What?
I think he's gonna be the Eagles' leading receiver, man.
Man, I have no faith in Devontae like that. Whoever drafted AJ Brown's gonna be ticked off if that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Calvin Ridley, my favorite pick of his is that James Cook pick. Because if he blows up for where he got him, that's gonna win Fredo some weeks.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. Did any of these picks you look at that you would probably look at and question them? Why would somebody pick this person there?
You talking about just overall?
Yeah, just overall throughout the draft. You're like, why would this person go this high?
I always talk about Mike Flores' team every year, and he does good.
Yeah.
But Kelsey, number 2 overall, that's blasphemous. And we were talking to him last night, and it hurt him to make the pick.
Mm-hmm.
You can't make a pick that hurts you to make.
Yeah.
You just if you're fighting yourself that early, because you can't win the league in the first round, but you can lose it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, no doubt.
And Travis Kelce, gonna be 35 this year?
Mm-hmm.
If he slows down a smidge, it's gonna be ugly.
Mm-hmm. My.
He picked him with the second. He could have had Chase, McCaffrey, everybody but Jefferson, and Travis Kelce went second.
I'm looking at Dustin when he took Mark Andrews, his second pick.
Yeah.
And I go down into the 3rd round. He could have had any of those guys. He could have had Devontae Adams, Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, any of those guys.
Yeah.
And he took that tight end. That's like I'm not big on the tight ends early. I'm really not big. Like Mike, he took Mahomes, number 2. I'm not big on taking quarterback that early either. But I guess he figured he wouldn't get a chance to get him. If he didn't take him now, that's one of those things you feel like, well, he won't next round he won't be there for me. So he had to reach for him.
Well, with Mahomes, the thing I can say is he stacked Mahomes and Kelsey.
Yes.
So that's going to give him a chance on there.
Mm-hmm.
Like whenever they had that 4 touchdown game last year, he would have won that week just off of that alone.
Just that alone, yes.
So, I mean, if you put a combination of those 2 picks, okay, I see something. Any other picks? Let me see. I'm not the biggest Higgins guy this year. For where he went it's cool, but
I done cooled on Higgins too.
I was fine with Higgins going in front of me. That just another person made another person fall down to me. And then, man, we gotta talk about this Dustin dude. What round did he take the 49ers defense? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
9.
6, 7. 9th round. He's been playing in this league long enough to not make a mistake like that. I know the 49ers defense ain't gonna necessarily win you the league. There were still names over Marquise Brown, Hollywood Brown, Christian Kirk was on the board, Kyle Pitts, Michael Thomas. There's players that he could have got. And then next round, he probably could have went 49ers.
Yeah.
But
another one I'm looking at is Chuck. Chuck in the 4th round when he took ETN. He's one of the guys I done cooled on. And the next 2 running backs after that, Aaron Jones and Damian Pierce. I probably would have took either one of those guys before I took ETN.
I agree.
Yeah.
And then he took Jacobs. So that's a dice roll right there.
Yes, he
started Jamar Chase, got Olave. I like his receivers though.
Yeah,
his receivers are strong.
Yeah.
And then man, he's got dice rolls everywhere. I know Kamara is supposed to be good, but he's gonna miss 3 games.
Yeah. He may start out in the first 3 weeks without Kamara. I don't know who he's gonna be. I know ETN. I guess Jacobs he's gonna put out there.
Jacobs got to get in shape.
Right.
Is he gonna get the full workload his first 2-3 games?
Yes. Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah. Who was this?
Yeah, but we'll see. You got anything else, Kraft?
I'm looking at who is Josh? It got 2 defenses. He took back-to-back defense, the Bills and the Dolphins. Man, what? Yeah. Why would you do that? Why would you waste the spot?
And I was talking to him, and he was like, "Yeah, that's my strategy." He emphatically said, "You know what? That's what I do. I take 2 defenses, 2 quarterbacks." I was like, "Hey, you do you, bro." And then he made I'm not gonna say a rookie mistake. He loves his team, so he's a Chicago Bears fan.
Oh, that's the one with the jersey on. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Came back Justin Fields before Lamar Jackson.
Wow.
Then
DJ Moore.
He got DJ Moore.
Khalil Herbert.
Like,
I was about to know how to ask him, why you didn't get the Bears defense?
I don't think he that big of a fan. They ain't gonna score him no points. But there's not enough balls to go around to where all these Bears are gonna score. That's good trade fodder right there if he really wanted to. I'm surprised he didn't get Cole Kmet too.
Yeah.
I bet he would if he could.
He's gonna be a free agent.
Yeah.
I don't think he was drafted, so he'll drop one of them defenses probably. Adam Thielen.
Cole Kmet went undrafted?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, that's rough right there. I don't know what we were doing. I guess nobody believes in him.
I'm surprised you got Pitts that late.
Yeah.
I don't know how they went right by me.
Yeah. I was just sitting there just hoping. It's like nobody. I walked by the board and I looked and I was like, the name is still there. Nobody see that name. So it's a good shot right there.
And sometimes that's the advantage you get in a live draft versus online because they already got them ranked in order. So you say, oh, there he is. He comes up on my list.
That's
but
why.
Here you got to go. You got minutes and 30.
Yeah.
To have your stuff together. And it's amazing that how many people will show up unprepared. They just show up like he's over there going through it phone. Just get it printed out so when the person is drafted, mark them off your list. You ain't got to be trying to sort through all these players.
Yeah. The thing I like about live drafts is everybody gets their rankings from different places.
Yes.
So I know Chuck had, I think, Fantasy Pros. A couple people had ESPN.
That's what I normally use.
Fredo might have had Pro at PFF or something like that. So that's where you get your advantage because they might be higher on, let's say, a Christian Kirk or something, and you might be like, I don't want to know Christian Kirk. I'm following these rankings, and I do my own rankings now.
Right.
I have my own little formula to where I come up with stuff that I like, and I look for players, and I just follow that. Yeah. So it's interesting. Live drafts are the way to go.
Yes. Yeah. If you can just get it, if you can get 10 people together like that, got the time off or whatever, and they can all meet at a certain time, that's definitely the way to go.
Everybody showed up on time. And everything. I was like, all right, we doing something this year. But other than that, I'm good. You got anything else?
Good. Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
Yes, sir, no doubt. Yes, sir. Appreciate Steven and Josh.
Oh yeah. Appreciate y'all being in the background. If we don't have anything else, I appreciate y'all listening. Kraft, you got anything to say to the people?
No, I'm good, man. Just appreciate y'all. Continue to do what you're doing.
Yeah. Thank y'all for listening. Subscribe, hit the likes, tell your friends, stream it multiple times. Go to another source, open another browser,
there you go. Stream it again.
Like, hey, I appreciate y'all's support. Appreciate y'all giving us y'all ears, and it's fun to do. So, with that being said, thank y'all signing out for the Shield Football Podcast. See y'all next time.
Later.